So roast dinner has now been had. Creepy car park vibes. Okay, so we just finished watching the rugby. Okay, off to get some snacks just before Coles closes. Okay, so we just finished watching the rugby. And now we're in Coles before it closes getting some snacks. Okay, and a flavoured sparkling water because it's just the best refreshing drink if you're trying to be good. So we've got some ice cream. We're gonna go back, chill out, have some snacks, and yeah, watch some Netflix. I think it's like 10 o'clock, so yeah. Okay, I'm not sure if I feel like something like cookies, donuts, or do I want some cake, chocolate? What do we feel like? There's so many different types, I don't know what to get. Yum, yum, yum. But it's so good, like the stadium where we went and watched the rugby, it's literally like a 15-minute tram ride from our house, so it's just so easy. It's all creepy car park vibes. We got ourselves some ice cream, some Dorito and dips, and then some lovely flavoured sparkling water. Ready to go home and chill.
For example, they refuse to use the more modern hammer drill.
Okay, so it's now the next day. It's a Sunday afternoon and we're off to go and get some
disturbing
food.
Part of life. These stories you recorded are laced with magical figures.
We're actually about to drive past one of my favourite places in Sydney.
The wild man of Orford. Orford is in Sussex on the east coast of England. Ross arrived in Ireland in the 1180s. Began his account.
It's a little bit grey today, so it doesn't look the same as it does on a like blue sky sunny day, but
were fishing in the sea, caught a wild man in their nets.
still looks
The wild
good.
man was completely naked.
They thought
Power
man
control.
clearly had mental
He went
illness and
suspended
they
by
just
his
tortured
niece
him.
and tortured.
Oh my god.
On being led into the church, he showed no sign of when he saw anything holy. He always sought out his bed at sunset and always lay there until sunrise. Ralph goes on to tell us how this poor soul eventually did escape Orford Castle. Looking at it from the 21st century,
They didn't
it
really
seems a bit magical in this
understand
tale.
like
If
mental
anything,
illness.
It's just sad and cruel. In It appears someone who had been shipwrecked or perhaps suffered from mental illness in the Middle Ages had been brutally tortured by people who captured him.
Jesus.
However, even though the Wild Man of Orphan knew this story, is to show that people in the Middle Ages believed in the supernatural in ways we cannot fathom. Indeed, when Gerald Wales arrived in Ireland, he wrote down tales which were where mine began. 2 years before the coming of the English to the island, there was found for him to decipher what was true about these stories and what was not. It wasn't exactly easy. He was coming from a country where an educated man like Ralphie's, Ireland,
Time to get a scrummy roast dinner in this Irish bar, of course.
Gerald of Wales' stories reflect the people who believed in things like magic.
Yummy.
Not as some imaginary fantasy, but as a firm reality. This must have been
So many
scary
Irish bars
and
in
comforting.
Sydney, it's great.
Fervently believes.
Okay, so roast dinner has now been had. If you guys live in Sydney and you're looking for a roast dinner, the best one is Shay's, but they always have a big queue. And then the second one, which is where we just went, is the South End in Maroubra. The roast dinner is very good. Still not the same as a Shay's or one back at home, but it's still really good and very reasonable in price.
At the time, it was understandably written off merely as Norman propaganda.
Some of these
aimed at
stories
disparaging
are
the
crazy.
Irish. However,
Is that
believe it or
even
not,
real?
the story is true, or at the very least, was practiced at some stage in the history of the Canal Connell. In 1987,
We're just listening
Catherine
to
Sims,
some of
the foremost expert on
history
ancient
stories, and
medieval
some of
Ireland,
them are just
explained that
crazy, like you wouldn't even think
her work
actually happened,
from
but
King's Warlord
apparently
now.
they did.
It's generally agreed that so many parallels to this account.
And now we are at La Perouse. They just recently built a pier here, so we're gonna go down and have a little look. And there's an ice cream van. Maybe very tempted to get a nice little ice cream. Well, I guess let's go check out this new pier and maybe get a little ice cream. All the different fish. So pretty. Even on a grey, gloomy day like this, it's just so pretty, so nice to get out. And this is literally like, again, like a 15-minute drive from us, like right next to Maroubra. Another thing, guys, right over there on that beach, That's actually the nudist beach. Little fun fact that La Perouse has a nudist beach, if any of you want to check that out. Guys, this is your little sign. If you're feeling a little bit rubbish and the weather's grey, still get out because you feel so much better for it. I know I say it all the time, but it's true. Okay, so that is gonna conclude our wholesome weekend vlog. We did pizza making, which actually I didn't film. We went to watch the rugby, and then today had a lovely roast dinner and a little walk around La Perouse. It's been lovely, so I'm going to end this one here and I'll see you guys soon.